You know the drill at this point. Every Monday is Miners Monday on Locked On Yankees. We need to talk about the top performers in the Yankee system over this past week. And I think, Stacey, the biggest story this week in the Yankee world, underneath the Yankees winning everything this week, was Will Warren, the now number 7 prospect in the Yankees system. He was called up to AAA for his first taste on May 17th. He made his debut on the 18th against Charlotte. How about this, Stacey? His last 2 starts in Somerset, well, all of them were pretty darn good this season. Last 2 starts at AA this season, he finished his AA career, in theory, with 12 consecutive scoreless innings and 10 strikeouts in 2 starts. Will Warren has really been on a meteoric rise through the Yankees system. AAA debut against Charlotte, as we mentioned on Thursday, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He gave up a pair of solo shots in North Carolina, hit a batter, and ended up striking out 4. So a pretty darn good debut at the AAA level. That's a pretty big jump. I mean, you're facing major leaguers. Like, let's be real. We're facing a lot of former or cusp of major leaguers once you make that jump to AAA. So for him to do that in his first outing and on the road, no less, with a new team and a new catcher and all this stuff is very impressive. And I mentioned on a meteoric rise here, Will Warren, drafted last year. Don't forget that. And he started last season in High A Hudson Valley. Hudson Valley last year, dude. And he's already at AAA. It's really, really impressive, let alone what the Yankees have done with him on a developmental standpoint. He already has 5 pitches. He throws a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, a slider. I'm sorry, 6 pitches. Can't even count that high. 4-seamer, 2-seamer, slider, sinker, change, and curve. They added the sinker last year, and then they changed the shape of his slider. And that slider, which he didn't really throw a lot in college, rather, is like now one of his bread and butter pitches. So I really like what the Yankees have done with Will Warren, and I'm curious to see how fast they want to keep pushing this kid. I don't know if his debut is on deck this season, but it's very impressive. It's very impressive what Will Warren's been able to do and how fast he's gotten to AAA. Other top prospects, we haven't done a check-in on Jasson Dominguez in a while, and I felt like it was fair to do so today, Stacey. Jasson Dominguez is now officially, by the way, the number 1 prospect in the Yankees system. Anthony Volpe graduated, and for the record, so has Johnny Brito now. They have officially graduated outside of the top prospect rankings. Oswaldo Cabrera graduated last season. So all the new guys, they're here, right? Jasson Dominguez is now number 1. He is 34 games into the season. His season has been, let's be real, not great. In April, he was not hitting. He was walking at a pretty decent clip, and he was stealing a lot of bases. But those numbers have kind of flipped, weirdly enough, Stace. Here in the month of May, his walks are definitely way down. He's walking at a way less rate, but his hitting is getting better for average, at least. And also with that, his steals are now lower than they were at the pace of the start of the season. So it's kind of been a flip and a reverse here from April to May. In May, 17 May games, he has 1 double, which is obviously not great. He does have 4 homers, though, so the power is starting to kind of creep back in. And I think the Yankees did the right thing in starting him in AA this season. I don't think he needed to start in High A. I don't think he needed to go back to Hudson Valley. He finished last year with Somerset, so it made sense for him to start in Somerset. But I'm glad that the Yankees did not push him too fast because, 1, he's not ready. 2, where would he play? That's always the question, right? And for Yankees fans who were clamoring after a really good spring training, to be fair, I think it clearly was the right choice to handle it the way they were handling it. One more top performer this week, and I like to do this on the show a lot, Stacey, especially with these Miners Mondays. This has kind of been like the new evolution of this segment every week. Finding the guy you have no idea who that is. You know who Will Warren is. You know who Jasson Dominguez is, right? You don't know who Rafael Flores is. A 6'4", 220-pound kid playing for Hudson Valley right now. He had a 9-game hitting streak snapped on Sunday in game 1 of a doubleheader. They got rained out on Saturday. Ended up picking a hit in game 2. During the 9-game hitting streak, slash line 400, 447, 514, a double, a homer, and 4 multi-hit games. This is coming on the heels of a great middle to end of April. He had an 11-game hitting streak from April 12th through April 30th. And I love guys like this. This is just a dude that at every level he has gone to just hits. That's all he does. He's just hitting everywhere. He did not have any D1 offers here. He is a local kid to me here. He went to Catella High School, which is, if you're watching on the YouTube side, over there, 2 miles north from where I currently sit. He went to Catella High School, just in the shadow of Angel Stadium. He went to Rio Hondo, which is a JUCO, which, oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm not 100%, but I think Evan Longoria went to Rio Hondo. I'm not 100% on that. It's a small junior college here in the area that plays pretty decent baseball, plays pretty decent soccer. Like, it's kind of a small little program here. But he went to Rio Hondo, and the Yankees had told him they wanted to draft him, ultimately didn't draft him. He was a non-drafted free agent that the Yankees signed. He was playing summer college ball in Fairbanks, Alaska, when the Yankees ended up signing him last summer. Went and played in the Florida Complex League for a couple of games, for like 4 games or whatever, and then is in Hudson Valley this year. I love guys like this. Just this, who are you? Just, you get a chance and make the most of it, and that's what Rafael Flores is doing. So again, that's the goal of the show, is to give you guys, you have no idea who they are, and that's awesome. One more dumb one. I don't do a dumb thing a lot on this show, Stacey, but I had to do it. There was one other top performer in Hudson Valley this week. A goose. Check it out.
Now there is a goose out in right center field that has found its way.
A goose is on the loose.
A goose is on the loose, and he's just trotting along like nothing's happening. There's no baseball game going on.
He doesn't know he's a goose.
Well, the Renegades outfielders, Grant Richardson and Eldani Sanchez, trying to chase the goose out of the park.
Look at Eldeni's chase this goose. Look at this. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, we need that on camera.
So, yeah, a goose was on the field in Hudson Valley. Eldani Sanchez was chasing it, and then they didn't have him off. It was in the top of the first. They actually didn't get him off the field until after the top of the first inning. The grounds crew was chasing him. It was awesome. This thing went viral too. It was on like ESPN, like it made Yahoo Sports, like it was everywhere. So the goose was loose, and that's our good friend Joe Vasile on the call. Here,
that's right.
Who's been on the show. So I had to talk about that one. Like, how could you not talk about the goose being loose?
So. Two personal notes from Miners Monday. My dad was stationed in the Army in Fairbanks, Alaska in the 60s, and he got to see some players who became big baseball players in the 70s play in the Midnight Sun game in the 60s. So that's cool. And then the goose thing, I went to Girl Scout camp and I was constantly stepping in goose poop. So I don't like geese at all.
Well, then you wouldn't have been one of the groundskeepers that was chasing.
No, I'd be running away from that thing. No.
Well, good thing they were there, and good thing Eldani Sanchez was there. Hey, thanks for checking out Minor League Mondays. We do this every Monday here on Locked On Yankees. And of course, we have Yankees coverage 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So make sure to hit subscribe and you won't miss an episode with Stacey and myself.